Hey everybody, Vader Saber 1984, also known as that drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Today we're just going to cover some friendships, the difficulties that you can run into, real friends, fake friends, and family. So that's what we're going to be covering. Now, in ordinary fashion, grab yourself a drink. But it's not alcoholic. That's a first. It's Sunday. Grab yourself smoke. And I'm not Catholic. And grab onto your butts, your balls, your boobs, whatever you got, because here we go.
That drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Freedom of speech, bitch! Oh, shit. Yeah! You don't like me? Bite me. They're just opinions.
Hey, it's Teabag.
Let's get to a little bit of fact of life. Something that we all have to come to terms with, and something that's very true. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. And I believe that is Job 121. Now, that can be in many situations. That could be for the better, it could in the good of your life, and it could be for the negative. It may sometimes feel like it's not something that you need. Takes away a loved one, takes away a family member, takes away a pet, takes away a job. We have the air that we breathe, the family that loves us, the family we have, and the friends that we love. Another long-term friend that it's time to go. When a friendship starts to produce a lot of negativity and doesn't, like you might argue more, you might get negative vibes more, you might only get bad omens, whatever you might want to call it. I'm not one to sit there and say I believe in the zodiac and the astrology and all that kind of stuff. I really don't. But, there are some shared characteristic traits that people have for the month and the time of the month that they are, however it may be, but our personalities being in August, and this particularly covers good 2 issues, are people that cannot ever admit their own mistakes. They cannot see the fact that they do wrong. And they won't admit to when they do wrong. All they see is them being the victim. How do I know this? I am one of those people. It is something that I try to learn from. Yeah, I'm born in the later month of August. Guess that would make me a Leo. Other people born in the month of August still share the same characteristics of I'm never wrong and I'm always the victim. Again, I'm speaking from experience here, coming from the horse's mouth. Another trait of those people are to attack somebody in defense of being called out. That person may lash out more so because it offends them, it upsets them, because it hits them home, hits them personally. It's a fight or fly. You don't want to hear the negativity, and you don't want to hear the truth. And guess what you do? You blame that person. It's all their fault, and you want nothing to do with them. This may cause you to quit a job, leave a relationship, stop talking to that friend, or push them off to the side because it's a negative action. Again, guilty. But other people out there, not mentioning any names, knowing for many, many years, born in the same month, share that same quality and trait to where They are holier than thou, and they will never admit that they were wrong. It will take years, weeks, months, sometimes if you're lucky, days, but not very often. Again, I am one of those people, speaking from experience. These people that are like me, in which I am trying to better myself in life. I don't want to be that negative person, but for damn sure, still carrying that same character trait. If I am being used, if I am being put down, if I am promised and not delivered, I get upset. And it's fight or flight. And I still flight. Going to the negative part, you don't want to have that. And if you have a friend or ex in your life that all they want to do is bring up old stuff like they never got over, that's a negative friend. That person, being in the month of August, being born in that month, is going to say, I'm just telling you the truth. Yeah, they are. They are telling you the truth. But they will not admit the same about themselves. They will be more holier than thou. And it takes them a very long time to admit to it. If they ever do. They could do you wrong, and they could stomp on you, they could steal from you, they could use you, they could hurt your feelings, and be very narcissistic and not even care. They don't see that they're doing it. It takes a little time to tell them. It may take a little while for them to sit back and realize that, hey, yeah, I did do that, and I did mess up. But it's going to be really hard to get them to do it. With one situation, I will say, as a female friend that this person was, all she ever wanted to do was just pretty much use me as an emotional listening post. You know, tell me about her day, tell me about her boyfriend situation, and that's about it. And so eventually I stopped hearing from it, and this person said that everything I was saying was negative. That person has been taken away. Another example, an ex-girlfriend, very quick to tell you what is wrong with you and not forgiving for something that may have happened 6, 8, 9 years ago. Still bring it up. Doesn't matter if you've asked for forgiveness, doesn't matter how much you've apologized. This person will still bring up something to attack you and try to find things that you have said and twist them around because it hurt her feelings to make it seem like you were attacking them first. Well, it doesn't help when this conversation had taken place days, weeks, months, or even years that had nothing to do with the current situation. But being an August person, they got to come back with that ammunition. And it's shitty. Who's perfect in this world? Nobody. But what's important is what we try to do to better ourselves. What's important is that we acknowledge our flaws, our faults. We change every day. We're supposed to learn every day. And a good quote that my friend KO said on a podcast a few months ago: if you're not learning every day, you're not growing. You have to learn every day. And if you are just stuck in a rut to where you're not changing, you're not bettering yourself, and you're becoming poisonous to yourself if you're not trying to grow. Now, does that sound like some sissy, pussy, fucking therapist bullshit? Probably. But it's factual. We're getting older in life. Stage in life, or at least for me, is the time in life where the Lord taketh a lot more away, but he still gives. So where one friend may leave, one family member may leave, the Lord does provide another. And maybe that person's a better friend than the others that have come and gone. Might be. Might be a good person to have in your life. Going back to those people that don't realize that what they're doing is negative and they don't see it, they just feel they're the victim, will never see what they did until it's brought to them. Now, is it your job to tell them what a piece of shit they are? No. But they're never going to know if you don't, right? So you try and do it in a way that works best. You don't bluntly tell them what a piece of shit they are and constantly remind them of the past things that they've done and messed up. And you definitely don't just ignore them. That is a fault of my own. If my phone rings and I don't want to talk to that person, I don't want to talk to them. I don't have anything nice to say. Yes, I ignore them. But why do you think you get ignored? Is it because something you did wrong? Is it something that you promised you would do and you never did? Is it something that you could fix but refuse to? Well, all I can say is for myself, it does take time. Being an August baby, being a Leo, it takes time to get over when somebody does you wrong. And it takes understanding for those friends to be like, all right, I got you. But like myself, how do you fix it? Do you just leave that person in obscurity? Do you just leave them in the distance and not talk to them? Probably not the best thing. But if you want that person to learn, then sometimes you got to keep them at an arm's distance, if not more, for them to think about what they did and hope that they come to the realization that they did do something wrong. And then hopefully they'll come back and say, my bad. I apologize. This is what I did, and I'm sorry. I understand why we are where we are. And then hopefully they come up with a solution of how to fix that said relationship if they really value your friendship, your brotherhood. They will take the time to look at it. But if they're so self-righteous, like all of us August men, women as well are, it's going to take a while. So this just being a little add-in, me saying that, sometimes negativity is just way too much from a person. And if it goes over years' time, whether it's lying, whether it's promising and not, having those promises answered, or whether it's like you being a whipping post and feeling like you're used and getting nothing out of the friendship. Sometimes you just got to push that negativity away. Let them figure it out. Because most of the time, those people are going to not need you again until they go, I have nobody else to put up with my bullshit. And then they reach out. I've done it many times myself. And some other narcissists out there might say, you just live in the past. You dwell on your past. Well, maybe so. But the past is what makes us who we are. That's how we learn. And if you're not learning from your past, then you're not trying to be a better you for the future. And quite frankly, don't get me wrong, but the past was a better life. The future doesn't look like it's going to be that much better. Anybody, doesn't matter when you were born, ask them when they're older. Life was better back then. Just remember, character flaws are personal, and only you can fix them. I am very guilty, and I admit I am an asshole. I admit I do not like being told I am wrong. But that's something that I'm still trying to work on. Now, as you watching this, can you say when you're wrong? Just go from there. All right, moving on. All right, guys, through everything, just remember, when it comes to friends and family and loved ones, trying to be positive and learn and better yourself in life, you do need to take a step back. Sometimes you need to distance yourself from that person. Sometimes you need to let them know this isn't healthy. And sometimes they need to figure it out for themselves. That way maybe they can cherish your friendship. And in the last instant, pretty sure several of these people are going to see this and probably get mad and upset about it. But if you're not hearing from me, there's a reason. Is it under my own accord? Yeah. But is it something that you might have done? Maybe. So try and fix yourselves. We only got one life. You only have a certain amount of family and friends and loved ones. And you don't know for how long. So cherish them, honor them, respect them. Don't take advantage of them. And if you mess up, fix it. But just don't be so big-headed and narcissistic and hateful and spiteful that you don't sit back and say, maybe I was the asshole. Maybe I need to fix it. Or maybe I need to be the one that shuts the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Again, coming from the horse's mouth and something that I'm learning every day and working on. Till next time, take care of yourself, guys. Vader Saber 1984, also known as that drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe, share. Greatly appreciate it. Till next time, take care of yourselves.
This is the best goddamn podcast in fucking Lubbock, Texas. Have fun, y'all.